ladies and gentlemen, it is a Thursday, it is 8 PM, that means one thing, it is 3 Men and a Vape Show, and what a show we have got for you. Is absolutely jammed packed. Not only have we got the wonderful Vic as a guest, we're going to be talking about a lot of good stuff, I'm telling you. We've also got your caster's questions. I don't know where I got that from.
Oh, not that again.
Ask the caster. Not got a clue where that came
You're
from.
not working on market, you know. Come on, ladies, get your fish now.
Yeah,
£1 fish. Come on,
the
lads.
caster. So if you've not got your question in, if you want to ask a question to the panel, get over to the 3 Men and a Vape Show website. I ain't got a fucking website. Get over to the Facebook page and get the question in there.
For £1.
I've got it up here, so I'll be checking. £1 fish.
And this, folks, is before he's had vodka.
It is. I'm halfway down.
You know, hang on a minute. Can you remember when you used to go to the market and you used to get them blokes and all of a sudden this mass crowd came round them? I'm not selling this for £5.
I'm just overexcited, Bill. That's all. I'm just overexcited. We've done how many shows in a row now?
3.
Is it 3? No, is it 4? We're excited. So, if you haven't got your question in yet, ladies and gentlemen, get yourself over to the 3 Men and a Vape Show Facebook page. I got it right this time, and I'll be checking on it. I'll like update it. We've also got your hand checks. We will also be doing your Rochford giveaway. Make sure you get over to their website. Use 3 Men Vape. Get you 15% off all the way up till 12 o'clock. Yes, some good stuff.
And also, we've got Egyptian cottons, 4 sets.
Yeah. Only trouble is you have to do that to Wicket. I'll stop blabbing on, to be honest with you, because we've got so much to go through. We have got the deals as well. We've got any deals, Mr. B?
Not really.
Oh, right, we're all right then. So we might be able to fit everything in. So, it has been a week. Mr. B, how have you been?
I'm a bit perplexed at the moment. I'd just like to say on behalf of 3 Men and a Vape, I would like to apologise to all the viewers for Aidan, who's obviously a little bit excited.
It's been a lovely day.
Speaking of marketers, we need to do Del Boy Watch. Is David Jason still alive? Can somebody go and check?
Yeah, he's still alive.
We've killed one. We've already killed one off with Parky. Let's go for the trifecta. So yeah,
I feel sorry for everybody now because nobody's going to get a pen and a carriage clock, are they?
Del Boy started. Oh, of course, yeah, with the insurance shit. I'm sure they'll figure out something else. They've got to do a Michael Parkinson signed pen to give away, haven't they?
It'll be a bit hard now.
Well, no, you can still print his signature on things.
Oh yeah, of course you could, yeah.
I could just write Michael Parkinson on it. It's sorted. It wouldn't exactly be his signature, but it'd be fine. Yeah. But yeah, no, I am awesome. I am reeling after having fun with Scottish people all day long. Because they are funny to take the piss out of. No, notwithstanding yourself there, Vic. But it's just, obviously, with everything that went on last night, Twitter has been fun. It's just, I've been having a wild day winding Scottish people up.
Oh, that's going to go down well, isn't it? I do apologise. His own point of view doesn't necessarily get the show's point.
Well, you can't have fun winding people up. You take
exactly,
this out of people all the time.
To be honest with you, I'd just have fun winding up Harry Maguire. That would be the funniest thing to do, to be honest with you.
Well, that was one of the comments where how bad does it have to be where our shittest player has to score a goal for you?
Yeah.
So yeah, it went down quite well.
Have you been back swimming this week?
I have. I'm always trying. I've had to adopt a different swimming style because of my shoulder, but
Does it mean you're just going around in circles now?
Yes, primarily, but it makes the laps quicker.
Yeah. Also, you get a bit dizzy.
I can do 350 laps in a session now.
That's not bad. Going around in circles. I bet here with the blue rinse in happy.
Well, no, she stays on the side of the pool now. He's fine. I haven't had any drownings recently, which it means I must be losing a bit of weight. It's less like a tsunami, and more like a tugboat wake.
Yeah.
So,
you can imagine like going past all the old women and they're all the blue rinses are bobbing up.
I did have a bit of fun with 2 idiots. There was this bloke and a woman, and the bloke was showing off this bit on the side that is obviously brought to the hotel to have a night of promiscuous passion. And he was showing off in the pool and he's doing his swimming bits. And I'm trying to swim along. And there's nothing worse when you're trying to swim along in really choppy water because you keep jumping up your nose. And it was pissing me off. So I thought, right, you want to see what choppy water is really like. Let me show you. So I went full blast. I mean, full kicking with legs, full going shoulders, and I did 3 laps. And by the time I finished, it was like being in wavelengths. The pool was just going up and down, and they had to get out. They felt seasick.
Fucking hell, poor bloke. Brother, it's been a week. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you very much.
How's work been?
It's been work.
Stressful?
Yes, as usual. No change there.
Just weighing them in and weighing them back out again?
We're weighing them in, weighing them out, as I tell the girls. Yes. Yeah, all right. A bit quiet, obviously, what we all rain that we had the other day.
Yeah.
That really killed it all off. But besides that, yeah, it's been very hot and sweaty. And yeah, but besides that. Yeah.
How's the, obviously you've been doing your guitar stuff, you've been practicing?
Oh, that's every day, yeah.
Have you started to grow your thumbnail back? Get that. Don't need a plectrum.
No, I can't use plectrums as much as I can try. I just end up.
We are also joined by our very special guest, the one and only Vaping with Vic. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. No complaints here.
Obviously, you put a video out last night, yesterday, wasn't it? Telling everybody where you'd been and what's been going off.
Yeah, last night. Little announcement about the Disposable ban as well. Just review just got put up about an hour ago as well.
Ooh.
So I'm back doing the reviews again.
Toilet.
How are you actually feeling? Because obviously it's your last thing today at the hospital, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm feeling a hell of a lot better now. Put it that way. Hell of a lot better. Because they've got me off the strong, the really fucking strong drugs. Because I don't need them anymore, so I'm back onto the normal stuff. So yeah, the guts are still a bit icky because of some of those really fucking strong pills they were giving me. But yeah, it's
You
calmed
have to be
down
careful
now.
what you eat.
Yeah, yeah, very fucking careful. Nothing with seeds in it. None of those sesame seed bun crap. Just normal buns. And yeah, this is nothing spicy, but I never really ate that much spicy.
I thought you
food
said
in the
nothing
first
but
place.
steak bakes.
I haven't had a steak bake in about 2.5, 3 months.
Well, see, there's your problem. if you'd have carried on with steak bakes, you never had an issue.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you so much for joining us, everybody in chat. Week in, week out, you're an absolute lovely, lovely bunch, and thank you so much for joining us. Marky Poos, we'll get things on the run. We've got some replays, haven't we? People on the
We certainly have.
Right, let's roll the bumper.
People on the replay.
And we know what I have to do, don't we?
I'm going to play
People
that
on the
again.
replay.
There we go. People on the replay. Proper bow, I tell you.
Right, straight off, Jason from last week. The lovely Jason.
Oh, he's lovely.
He says, thanks again, lads, for it. Had an absolute blast. Stay blessed, and thanks for popping my YouTube cherry. Ooh.
Oh, he's in chat. Big love, Jason. He's a lovely bloke.
meeting you,
I'd
Jason.
just like to confirm you are over 18, aren't you? Just saying. I'm not getting done for popping anyone underage.
We've also got Kaz. Sorry I missed the live, guys. Great show as always. Yay.
Kaz, you're lovely.
And we've got Mr. Chimp. Hi, guys, watching on the replay. I was wondering, do you have any advice on getting my partner, who is a dreaded dual user, to help him get off the stinkies?
Yes. Hide the cigarettes.
Well, can I just put in there? Because he's dual using isn't a bad thing. As long as he's vaping, that's one less cigarette that he's actually having.
Well, it depends. If they're still smoking 20 a day and vaping as well.
It's the ones that you don't smoke that you've got to look at. I always say as well if you're dual using, but I would be looking at something like something like that, like the Lux Pro, something like that with some Nic salts in there, probably 20 milligram Nic salts, which will really help because it's smoother and they're actually getting that nick, aren't they?
Mm.
I think a hog with a 0.3 coil in it myself.
Great big hog device.
I still think you should lock her in the room until she gives up smoking.
But you're going to go down the train spotting sort of route.
Why not? Give her some vapes, so there you go. That's what
also
you're going to wing
got-
yourself off with.
We've also got Mr. Full Moon.
Full
Great
moon!
show,
Chocolate
guys.
clips.
And finally, we've got, I can't pronounce your name. It is
That's a funny name.
JIPESG. Jips. Yeah. On the replay this week, real life stuff.
Big love, thank you so much for joining the replay. The replay people. That's what we like. The replay people.
For some God knows reason, I thought you were going to go down the lines of, and we've also got, I can't believe it's not a YouTube comment.
Yeah. Again, people, if you are watching on the replay, make sure you leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you're up to and anything that you've watched on the show that you want us to talk about next week.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So, obviously, ladies and gentlemen, there has been some big news. Mr. B, do you want to sort of put it out there?
I am over the moon. They are finally banning disposables. We should be throwing a party right now. I know some people are not going to be happy, and generally they'll not sell them. But as far as I'm concerned, it's great news for everybody. And there's going to be a change in the market because of it. We were slightly discussing it beforehand, but now these vaping companies realise they need to move away from disposables. They can actually put some R&D money into making some proper mods, which is what we all want. So yeah, happy days. I couldn't be happier.
So the actual thing was that they're going to have a discussion, aren't they, in Parliament about it? Because not only the fact of the obviously the child vaping sort of run of it, it's also the councils are calling for it because obviously the tipping sites and stuff like that, they're exploding. While even the actual dustbin men, you know, when they're putting them in, you can they're all exploding in there. Again,
I'd just
we're going
like
to discuss
say
it.
something, though, before we go any further. I don't think it's as good news as Mr. B's making out.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. You're right.
No, and I'll say the reason why is because disposables in the right setting are a good thing.
There was a very niche market for them. A very niche market.
Right. For people that are sight impaired or they're impaired with their hands, they were brilliant.
That's a niche market. That's an incredibly niche market.
Yeah, so they were good for them type of people.
And I don't think it was just them type of people, also the type of people, especially like the older people who are not clued up with technology. The fact,
I'm not buying that one.
Well, you don't, but I know a lot of people who don't like the fact of, right, I've got to do the juice, I've got to charge it.
They don't need to do that. They can buy pre-filled pods, so you don't have to worry about juicing.
But they've still got to charge.
You're telling me someone in the modern world doesn't know how? Ubuntu from Northern Africa knows how to charge something.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, it's like what I said to you on Messenger. All you have to do is look at the numbers of people buying disposable pods.
Because it was
question.
Because it was marketed in such a way, because some greedy little fuckwit went, oh, there's a bigger market than the niche people who can't figure out how to charge something.
People are bloody bone idle and lazy.
Yeah,
exactly, which is what the greedy people market them towards. And they did the one thing that cigarettes can't do.
I think
which made them appealing to the eye. The cigarettes was banned from doing that a decade ago.
I think what Mark said quite a number of months ago, and he said plenty of times on this show and on his show, is it's the closest thing to smoking because you basically take it out of the packet, open it up, and vape it. So it's just like opening a packet of cigarettes. There's no faffing, and I think the people...
There is not much difference between opening a pre-filled pod and sticking it in the device you've got.
To you, but other people, that's a problem.
How can that be a problem?
Because... To you, so that's to you, but you've got to think, I know loads of people are using disposables.
Right.
And what they like about it is the fact that there's no filling, there's no charging, they just rip it open and use it.
But there's no filling to a pre-filled pod, you just stick it, you just literally out the packet and in. How is that
but
hard?
You have to charge it.
Right, you tell it, like I said, Ubuntu from Northern Africa knows how to charge.
But they don't like that hassle.
How is it? Say, if that's right, I give up on humanity.
Well, it's
give up on humanity if I were you.
Because it is right. That's what they love about it. And you've got to think, if they get, especially if they're buying the under-counter stuff, which we were talking about with Vic, if they're buying the under-counter stuff, they're getting 4,000 puffs. So it's lasting them 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
But exactly like what Bunny said in here, disposables have a place. Banning isn't the answer. And it's just same as Stuart Valentine. It's going to make a big black market, which we did talk about. What do you think, Vic?
There's always been disposables. They've always been there. They've been there as far back as 2012, 2013, 2014 when I started vaping. The only difference is with the disposables that we are seeing on the market now is one major difference between the cigar-like disposable market and the disposable market we're seeing right now.
You throw away the battery.
Yeah.
It's the marketing that changed. You walk into any local corner shop, doesn't matter what the corner shop is, it could be RS McCall if you've still got an RS McCall in your town, the ones up here are all shut down, and you look for the disposables that you don't recognise because they're still there. And my local corner shop still got a couple of really old V-Feel cigar-like disposables. They're all using the exact same liquids that the current disposables are all using. The only difference is they've been marketed more. They've been marketed with flashy colours. They've been marketed with better flavours than the older cigar-likes have. Disposables have always been there. They've always been there.
I mean, you can still get hold of 10 motives.
Oh, yeah, you can still get hold of them.
You know,
but
the ones that look like cigarette.
Yeah,
the problem is...
I used to use them because you don't actually get any vapor from them either, do you?
It's like a little tiny wisp and that's it.
Yeah. Like what I've always said, when I first started in 2006, this is when the smoking ban came in. Mine was like a cigar light, and what it actually had was like a cartridge.
At the end that you screwed onto the battery.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, it just actually fitted in, and that was the bit, bang. And
but you bought the little bit on the end and not the battery.
Like that.
It's like the one that Mark's using.
Yeah,
exactly.
The classic cigar-like.
But the point is, how is that any difference to a pre-filled device? You keep the battery, you just buy the bits you stick on the end. How is that any different?
And it works.
It still works. It's not us who you need to say that to, because we know it works. You know, like the looks. But you've got to think the amount of people that are buying these. That is why the market's gone there.
That's because it's been marketed that way. And the thing is, it's like I said earlier, they've been able to do something that cigarettes have been banned from doing for a decade, which is using bright colours and things like that on the packaging to make them appealing to the eye.
The whole thing was
also
marketed.
got to remember, a lot of people that are using disposable have never been in a vape shop.
They've never watched a YouTube
They've never watched a YouTube channel or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing, right? Is there a case to be said that the UK... Now, the numbers, because I've seen some numbers that came out from Aspire about this in the newsletter that they sent out. France is going down the same road. They're just flat out banning disposables. They're probably going to do it before the UK does. And the numbers that were coming out from France is very similar to the numbers that are coming out from the UK. There was arguments being made that, hundreds of thousands and millions of ex-smokers gave up using disposables. No, they haven't. No, they haven't. Why is it the numbers of regular vapors that have been polled by YouGov and the Mori poll system has not changed in the past 4.5 years? We're still looking at 3.2 to 3.5 million regular vapors in the UK, including Northern Ireland, all lumped into one, and that number's plateaued. It has not went up. And that was through the past 2.5 years of disposables being used. Who's using the disposables? We are. And this is why the middle part of the market and the upper part of the market, this and this, is fucked. Mm-hmm. Because the people that were using this went on to disposables.
Yep.
They're buying them for a tenner.
Buying it for ease of use. That's what they're buying it for.
And the flavour's not bad enough for me either. You can't say that the flavour's not bad enough for me either.
Some of there's a couple of disposable manufacturers that go a little bit too high.
I mean, you look at it. You go back to when we first started vaping. If we'd have had disposables, we'd be on these things then now. Go back to when you first started doing your vlog and had a disposable then.
Disposables was always going to have an issue the moment they became mainstream because of the battery.
The trouble is...
Vaping's always going to have a problem when it came mainstream.
The trouble is the disposables back in 2012, 13 and 14, the flavours were fucking horrible. They were bad.
I remember
they were really bad.
I remember when the pod system started hitting the market.
Juul.
Juul.
Yeah, closed pod system.
And then there was also what they called the Stig, and I remember walking around expos when they first came out. A Motto If you
It's still around. Motto, it's
Motto's
still
still
around.
right, yeah.
Hold on.
They actually brought 50 milligram Nick. I think it was Nick Stoles.
I've got fucking these in for review. Never even fucking heard of the company before, but they sent a box full of the bastards, including stupid lanyards for something that you chuck away. What the fuck? Seriously?
I can't remember the name of the company, but there was a company that did a pre-filled cartridge package. You got the battery for £5. So the actual electronic bit was £5, and then you signed up for a monthly subscription to get the pods, and the pods came in 5 at a time for £20 a month or whatever it was. I thought that system was miles better than any disposable because it's even easier. You don't even have to go out and buy them.
Started doing.
Yes, don't even have to come out. Don't even have to go and buy them. They just turn up at your door. You've got 5 ready to rock and roll, and all you have to do, the only prerequisite you have to do, is stick a fucking wire in once a night.
So
you're telling me that's hard?
No, we're not saying that it's hard. We know it's not hard, but other people find it.
Yeah, the fact, yeah. I know people over at the club, older people who don't like that vaping, never find the proper flavour that they wanted, didn't like the device, then the battery had run out and blah blah blah. So they've gone on to, I like these are really good. They come to me, can you get hold of any of these? I know that I don't get any of them. You know what I mean? They like them. They like the flavour.
Batteries run out on disposables.
Yeah, then they buy another one.
But this just... It blows my mind. These old people all have mobile phones that they need to charge.
I saw that in the comments. I totally agree with you. But it's the ease of use. Now, just sort of change the subject just a little bit. Now, obviously, when the TPD came in, we did, Vic as well and everybody, we did tons of shows. We didn't know what was going to happen, and we talked around. And you've got to look at the way they got around it with the 50mm short fills and then with the Nick shots. Now, again, if they are going to ban them, because obviously we don't know if they're going to ban them, it looks that way. Are they going to make it the proper legislation of, look, these are now completely blanket banned, we do not have them in this country, or are they going to not word it right and they're going to get some way around it?
Knowing our government, they'll fuck it up somehow. But if they got competent people doing it, with any luck, they'll just say no, flat out ban, because that makes everything easier. I prefer black and white rules, not all this grey shit with loopholes and all that crap in.
The wording for the Telegraph, Politico UK, and the Guardian, and they all use the exact same wording. The government want to ban single-use vape devices. A single-use vape device is use it once and then ban it. That's a disposable.
Yeah.
But the problem is, it's not just the current disposables that they're now banning. It's all of them, including the older cigarettes. They're all going to be wiped out. And this, you've got to look at one way. I mean, there's one side of the camp, like Bunny, for instance, who runs a vape shop, right? But you've got the other side of the camp as well, like VPZ, who has a franchise, and they're the biggest franchise in the UK. Half of their shops are on their knees right now because they deal in the bigger kits. And the big problem is here, if the government was to let this lie and just ignore the disposable problem, we'd be in the same territory that Australia's in right now. They would just flat out ban everything.
Yeah.
The other option open to the government was an idea that was touted originally by John Dunn from UK Via. Sell disposables in vape shops only and license the vape shops for a £500 charge a year. Yeah. So there you go. There's your license. It's like a tobacco license. Something except the cost is lower. There's £500 a year. That's you now licensed to sell. But I think what probably happened here is there's been so many councils, because that's what the articles have been saying, there's been so many councils, along with probably pressure from UK Via, that a lot of the bigger chain stores like VPZ, like Totally Wicked, what's left of Totally Wicked, and like some of the other smaller chain stores of 10, 15 or 11 chain stores who are now currently on their knees. They would rather see a flat-out ban of disposables. And what we've already seen now from the likes of UL, from the likes of Vapor Esso, is a sudden influx. Because, there's been 8 new pod kits. 8 new pod kits released over the past 3 weeks. UL and Vaporess already knew this was going to happen. And nobody can turn around and tell me they didn't have a clue, because there's no way UL and Vaporess suddenly decided in the middle of summer when sales are always
They don't do releases in summer.
They don't.
They don't do it. They never have.
They never have. UL and Vaporess have released 4 new podcasts each over the past 3 weeks. They knew it was coming. What's going to happen is that we're going to end up seeing, they won't do the ban immediately, because that's just stupid. What they're probably going to do is they're going to announce the ban is going to take place probably on the 1st of January 2024. That will give the current stock of disposables time to be sold out. Any shop who's caught selling these after the ban date, well, that's up to them. If trading standards knocking your door and you're caught, that's a fine. But there's podcasts already rushing in, and what we're probably going to end up seeing is a reset of the pod market back to Generation 1. Pre-filled pods, rechargeable battery, Bob's your uncle.
Is how it should be. I just want to address this comment from Martin Saunders. Mr. B, so what you're saying is because you don't like them, other people should have less choice. What about if somebody prefers them? Well, let me just address this. And you're not going to like this. Tough shit. Do you realise how many problems have to arise with the product for the government to actually do something? These are people who can't stop people coming in on boats. These are people who literally have arguments to have arguments. Yet they're all stood together. Yet, no, fuck them. We've got to ban them. Do you realise how many people have to come together and say, no, there's a problem with this, for that to happen? Thousands.
I'm sorry, I've got to sort of stick up for Martin here, because again, just because one set of people don't like him, there is a problem with them.
Nothing to do with not liking them. There's a straight problem
again,
with
if
them.
there were, we've said this loads of time, if you take them out of certain places where they're being sold, again, make it so that they are being able to be recycled properly. There is a place for them, and there's a use for them. But there's parts that need to be done properly. Like I said, take them out of the shops, put them into vape shops, so it's the vape people who are doing it. And also then hold the companies account to actually make sure that they are disposed in the right manner, which is recyclable, if that's a word.
You know what I find funny? Back in 2014, Vic will be able to remember this one. The European Union wanted vaping, to go into prescription, to be a medical device. They wanted a sealed juice container, and they wanted a sealed battery.
Yep, they wanted internal LiPo only, no external. And you want to know the one person who changed their mind on that? Mr. David Dawn.
Dave Dawn, wasn't it?
It was Dave Dawn.
With what you're saying, Adrian, the amount of cost it would take to get our infrastructure to sort that out is far more astronomical than just going, just ban them.
That's
really.
The way I looked at it. It's
just
far
ban them.
it's far easier just to ban it than to legislate new rules again.
Especially when you've got the next best thing, which is a closed pod system that all you have to do is stick in the end and charge once a night.
And the worry here is you've got to look into the future here. 2024 is going to be the final year that the Conservatives are in government. There is no fucking way in hell they're going to win the next election.
No.
If the Conservative Party didn't legislate this now, and they left it in the hands of the Labour Party, what the fuck do you think Labour's going to do? Everything's banned. Everything's banned.
So again, this is another.
They've already said it.
This is another little thing I'd put to it. Do you know, because we're banning one thing, is this opening the door to vaping of them banning other things?
Yeah.
Well, it starts precedent.
That does it. It sets a precedent.
But that's the. They could do that at any time anyway. So why worry about it? There's no point worrying about things you can't control.
I mean, let's face it. Ever since I've been vaping, the vaping industry fucks itself in the arse anyway. It does every bloody time. If it's not stupid labels, it's stupid mods that are blooming kiddie.
The vaping industry is like
the
vaping industry is like one of those cats that sees itself in a mirror. It's crazy. I tell you what, I'm getting some kick off in the comments here, and I love it. I love you guys. Sam Down, Mr. B wants your grandmother cloud chucking on a death wish mech at 0.01. If she can't wait, fuck her. My gran's dead. The only thing she's cloud chucking is the fucking clouds.
Yeah, but you can see what a point is. You can see
no, it isn't. How is that a point? Because she's still got closed pod systems that are easy as fuck for anyone to use.
Yeah,
that only requires charging once a night.
Yeah. totally agree with you. And I think Mark put the point in there. A lot of people haven't seen YouTube or they haven't been in a vape shop. They just go pick it up from local news agents when they go in.
But if the marketing was right for them and the closed pod systems was in the local agents and there was someone in the local agent that goes, all you have to do is buy this for a $5 and then you can just buy them those things.
So that
it'd be a completely different story.
You've got Margaret at Asda on blooming tobacco store.
Other supermarkets
They get
are available.
fucking training in these places, They don't just go, hey, love, do you want a job? What do you do? I'm not going to fucking tell you, just crack on, son. They do give them training.
Yeah, but what have they got to sell? What have they got to push?
No, if you take disposables out the market...
All they're told is, right, you've got to push these. We've got to get these out.
Right, but if disposables are banned, they can't push them. So what's the next best thing? What's the next best thing? Pre-filled pods.
Yeah, but
that's all you have to do is charge.
You're talking about someone that's in a vape shop.
No, I'm not.
You are.
I'm talking about anyone.
That's how they are. Not bloody Betty at Asda or Tesco's.
No. My mum, who is literally the worst Satan compared to technology, she's like the technological antichrist, owns and works in a bargain booze. She doesn't have a fucking clue about vaping, yet she can sell pre-filled pods. And she does sell them. So you're telling me that Betty and Asda can't do the fucking same thing?
No, but what you're getting there is obviously your mum knows about vaping.
She doesn't. She doesn't have a fucking clue.
But obviously she must have to be able to then go to somebody. Don't get a disposable. You want a pre-filled pod. Now you've got Margaret who works on bakery. She knows a lot about buns, but she doesn't know a lot about vaping.
So who the fuck's selling disposables in bakeries?
What point is that assistant got 5 minutes to explain? Somebody comes up to you, can you tell me where the disposables are? They're behind the back where the cigarettes are. And then he's got, well, instead of getting one of these, you need to get a pre-filled pod.
You're missing the point. If disposable, I'm embracing me inner arc right here. If disposables are already gone, then all they in fact, let's pretend disposables never happened. Let's pretend it's been a fucking nightmare and we just woke up from it. You would have pre-filled pods in shops right now.
They are actually there.
Right, but all they have to do is buy the stick at the end for £5, and then come in.
We know how they work. We know how they work, and we know what you're saying. But what I'm saying to you is, we agree with it. So, we agree. What I'm saying to you though
right,
is,
so we're right then. I'm right. So,
if you took them out of the actual Asda, Tesco's, your bargain booze, and actually put them into a vape shop with somebody who knows what they're on about, it would stop it.
People don't go to vape shops anyway, so it's not going to solve the problem.
I can say something right now that would hammer it home that at the end of the whole story, at the end of it all,
you better be agreeing with me, Vic.
I can say something right now that would make disposables seem utterly pointless, because they actually are. You want to know what the point is? The UK reached 3.2 million vapors long before disposables hit the market and long before pods hit the market as well.
Yeah. I agree.
That number has not went up. It's just not went up.
Obviously, I've not seen these figures. I would have thought it would have gone up a little bit myself.
It hasn't.
But it hasn't gone up.
It's plateaued. And we need to remember from 2015, when it started shooting up, to 2020, when it plateaued off, what was being used? Your classic starter kit from Aspire, where you had to replace the coil. Your classic starter kit from Vaporesso, where you have to replace the coil and refill the tank.
Yeah, it plateaued roughly just before COVID, didn't it?
It did. It plateaued off just before COVID hit.
So really, do you think it's the fact of the people obviously are not uptaking smoking like they did do, like at school and stuff like that? So you're only going to have a certain number of people who actually inhale.
I think what it is, more than anything else, is that you've reached the peak of people that are willing to change. Now you've got the hardcores.
Yeah, that's exactly what.
I am having my cigarettes. I don't give.
Action on smoking and health. Ash, they estimate there's about 7.2 to 7.3 million smokers left in the UK, and as Mark said, it's the diehards.
Yeah.
They don't want to give up. They've tried the patches, they've tried the nicotine spray, they've tried the nicotine gum, they've tried hypnotherapy. They've even tried vaping, but they didn't get on with it, including pods and disposables. They've just gave up giving up. That's why the numbers have plateaued.
They also say that places like where we live, old mining villages, they're the hardest ones to convert.
Oh, yeah.
The other thing as well, because we will get onto the hand checks. Don't worry about Chico. We'll go on the hand checks. The other thing that I was going to ask, Mark, what do you think is going to happen to expos? The actual expo, like we're coming up to October.
We'll get proper mods in.
Buy disposables.
Get proper mods
But
in.
obviously, to keep that expo going, and we all know they're spending a shit ton of money on all them stands. You wasn't getting your Geek Vapes, you wasn't getting your Steam Crave. All these people.
I'll be genuinely honest.
Wasn't having massive stands.
Expo, Birmingham, how it survived this last 2 times, I'll never know.
Because it was, because the amount of disposables there. And you look at it, I will guarantee it. In fact, you know what? Once this live show is finished, it's going to be there in perpetuity on Little Bro Vape's channel. I'm going to make everyone a guarantee, right? I'll guarantee you that number one, there will be a Vapor Expo on next May. By that time, the ban will be in place. And I'll guarantee you number two, it will be a return to be the expos used to be.
Which would be great to see, obviously, the own... I
might actually consider going to that one.
But again, we were speaking to Jason last week, weren't we? They were saying like they spent 60k on a stand, and they haven't been there for a long time at Zeus Juice. So
yeah, those stands are expensive.
Again, we've got to start getting these people back there, because if not,
come on, let's face it. We said it last week when we were talking about Expo. We actually missed the juice.
Yeah,
and I can't believe we actually said that.
Yeah,
that's how bad Vapor Expo is.
Craig Campbell's
going on saying about the own zone, because the own zone was only a little piece, in the corner. As grateful as we are as blooming hobbyist vapors that it was there, the majority of the actual expo was disposables.
It was all disposables. Yeah.
Craig Campbell's come up with a cracking comment. Do you think people that use disposables that have been hobbyist vapors will go back to mods and tanks or drippers?
They'll probably go back to stock coilers.
I would have thought that's exactly where they'd go.
And I really do hope that does happen, because, like you said, Vic, you've had an influx of new devices.
I mean, hell, I've got the Mag single battery from Smock. I've got the Smock something or other Mark III, which I didn't even know they're dual battery. Vapor Esso's already announced the Armour 2, well, the Armour 1, which is a dual battery 18650. They've got the Armour single 18650, and as I said to these guys here, I've had it confirmed that by the looks of it, Geek Vape are now seriously considering the relaunch of the Griffin rebuildable line. So the penny's dropped. The penny's dropped with all the big companies. They're now rushing to bring out something for the middle of the market that they've been ignoring.
I think the worry that I've got is because you've got to remember, I mean, I'm 12 years into vaping. Most RDAs have been done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Most mechanical mods have been done.
Yeah.
Most box mods have been done.
To death.
So they need to we need a new temp control or something.
The hygiene.
Get people interested.
Like we spoke about last week, the hygiene side of it. I think that's the way to go, or batteries. But there is only one person I truly feel sorry for. In my stone heart of man, where I don't really give a fuck what anyone thinks, the only real person I feel sorry for in the disposable market is that poor bastard that decided to sink all his money into disposable vape pen vending machines. He woke up reading that thing and thought, right, where's the nearest motorway bridge?
Obviously, we can't name any company about that, but obviously we're not allowed to mention the company because he's a good friend of mine.
Company, I'm just saying there is one.
The person who actually works there is a good friend of mine, and Vic's. He's a lovely bloke.
Not just one. There's actually two companies that went into that side of things. The second one entered. I think it was the Weatherspoons pub chain. They got a contract about 4.5 months ago.
You've also got to think about another company that I'm thinking about has spent a hell of a lot of money on face recognition stuff, so people couldn't buy double the amount.
Saying that, I mean, they could end
And they were putting them in hospitals.
Couldn't they? In the
Saunders a cracking little kit.
yeah, you could have something like that in the vending machine.
Yeah.
They could, easily.
They could switch it to pre-filled pods.
But the company that I'm talking about had actually got the contract with NHS, and they was putting vending machines in the NHS.
That's not happening now.
That looks So and they've spent all that money about face. So if you went to hospital in Blackpool and you couldn't that amount of money.
Yeah,
Right then, ladies and gentlemen.
Instead of it being disposables, it's like what Mr. B and everyone else has been saying. They could have one single device and a pre-filled cartridge.
point.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's not.
You better do the hand checks. People are going about the hand checks.
Yes, it's time for the hand checks, ladies and gentlemen. It's like quarter that went so fucking fast, didn't it? Right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the hand check.
It's that time, people. It's hand check time.
And we're back. Let's do the big screen. And again, thank you so much to everybody who does put the hand checks in. And if you're not a part of the group, get yourself over to 3 Men and a Vape Show and get yourself part of the group.
Hold on. Considering you stole the caster's question thing, I might just steal the hand checks thing for the UK Vape Show.
I don't mind. I'm on that as well.
You might want to undisable the sharing if you.
Well, I think if you try now.
Have you just done it?
Yeah, I saw that hesitation.
Yeah.
You can multitask.
Maybe. Right, folks, we are going over to the 3 Men and a Vape argument Facebook group. This is where you get to do all sorts of nice things like show off your mods, tell us how much you love us, and basically make us feel like superstars. This is a 3 Men and a Vape Appreciation Society page. So, when you obviously join, you'll see things like this, and you'll be able to comment. And this is where we get to show off your mods, and you get to tell us what you like to vape on. So we're going to start in. There is 12. We're going to start off with Mr. Paul Winstanley.
Oh, Hexome.
Nice Hexome.
Oh, I do like that.
Good tank as well, QP.
Yeah,
It does look a little bit weird on it, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. It kind of looks like one of those like 1890s oil lamps.
Thing is, those QP tanks have always, it's because of the double airflow at the base, they've always looked a bit odd.
You know, they're still selling the Juggernaut and EC1 for 25 quid.
Oh, it's a good tank though.
I've been using it ever since I got one. 25 quid.
Is that the noisy cricket as well?
It is. Is it the 25?
I think we got one of them at Expo, didn't we, once?
We did.
Yeah, so to confirm, it's the Hex V3 Fatality M25 and the Noisy Cricket Fatality M25 remastered. Ooh, remastered. We've got we love a Billy Lee Rice.
Oh, Billy Lee.
Oh, we love Billy Lee.
For the first time, I didn't want to say Billie Jean. A Randomizer Plus V3 RDTA on the L200 Classic.
Good setup.
One of my favourite setups, Unicorn Milk from Dark Star.
Pity about the liquid. Oops, sorry.
See, this is my thing again. Look, they call it Unicorn Milk. It's like lizard fucking a unicorn. What is that supposed to taste of? Say strawberry milkshake. Say strawberry milkshake. Bless him. Right, moving on. We've got Amanda Bonnie Gibson.
Oh,
with the
that's the Wide Boy. That's the Wide Boy podcast.
Yeah, she likes him thick. Caliburn GR2 with L thick. I said she liked him thick. Pink grapefruit. Very nice.
Not bad juice that. That mod, when Adam showed it off on the show, it looked really nice like from the front, and then it's like proper chunky. Ladies and gentlemen, do get your keyword in, which is Rochford for your Rochford project giveaway.
To be fair, it doesn't look too dissimilar to the spaceship I've created in Starfield. It really doesn't. Moving on. Oh, look at this photo from Sean Lynch. Oh, very Buddha-esque. Very Buddha-esque. Is that an L200? Is it? No.
No, it's one of the Aegis. It's one of the Aegis AIOs.
That's it. Yeah.
It's Aegis L1. Is it the L200?
Is someone getting ready for Halloween?
I would say, are they pumpkin pieces?
By Disney.
It's not even fucking October yet. See these people that do the Halloween stuff and it's not even fucking October yet. It's as bad as putting your Christmas decorations up in October. What the fuck?
I'll tell you what, though. I like that whole ensemble.
Ensemble.
Well, that's a big word for you, Aidan.
We're still coming back. We're still coming
And
back.
I didn't even hear it from Adam.
He's rocking. Sean Lynch is rocking some. Well, we got Rockford Project. I know that one.
Chocolate.
Then we got some five something Apple, and then some E-Salute.
Absolute.
No, that's an E. Oh no, is it? No, it's an abs. The A is wrong side. There we go. Then he's showing off his Rockford Project. Which I
Oh,
think is
presentation
winning.
box and everything. Look at that.
I know that. I think that's his prize that he won. What did you choose?
Is it Sean? Sean's an absolute lovely bloke. A big love to your brother. Yeah, I think he did actually send me these to put in there, but he's so chuffed. He's a lovely bloke.
Sean is awesome, to be fair.
Yeah.
Ben Martin with a Top Gear and Arctic.
Topside says it. What the fuck?
It's a
What
carbon,
mod's that?
isn't it?
Mango Loco. Go ahead, Loco, for some mango.
Is that that'll be the DNA, won't it?
It's the Jeremy Clarkson version. Top Gear.
Oh,
What have we got
Look
here?
at that.
that's nice.
There's some saturation settings on your phone. If you just tie it back a bit.
It's like a saturation, does Mark.
Another lovely bloke as well. I love him to bits.
Just so you know, for anyone who hasn't done this, if you do send your pictures of your modding, you are subject to ridicule if I feel like it. Jane Downer said a picture of her rug and her purple monster.
I'm just going to say now, Jane, don't take that to Expo when Bunny's there, or she will want it.
Yes. And you know what, Jane? I absolutely love your rug.
And we all know what Bunny wants, Bunny gets.
Honestly, I do. I love her rug.
Moving on, we've got Chico. Oh, look at this beast.
Oh, Chico.
I want that in my life.
Damn.
I
He's
love
obviously
them
got-
inserts, that he puts on the tanks.
He's got the Yggdrasil, which is the blue one on the left. Now, if you haven't seen that before, it's got like little skulls ghosted into the pattern. It's beautiful. And then he's got
Thanks,
the new
Benem.
Voltrove 38 V2. He makes these, and I tell you now, I've got one, and I think it's amazing. It's some of the more high end because he does make them to order, but trust me, it's worth every penny. You've got one as well, Mark, haven't you?
I'm getting one.
Getting one.
I'm getting one. I haven't got one just yet.
He puts so much effort into these, and I tell you, like you said, even down to the inserts. I mean, he made me a drip tip, which I use on everything. It's like a little curve.
You know, he's a bit anal with his drip tips.
I love a good drip tip. You see, the thing is with the drip tip, it has to feel nice on the lips. And if you've got a nice curved drip tip that has the concave centre, your lips just get lovely perches onto it.
Especially if you relax.
And blow.
And cough.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want a mod at making, get yourself over to Chico. He
you've
can
got
do
to.
it to your the actual spec that you want. Any design. He's really, really talented. Get yourself over to him. And they're
need
reasonably the price really well, aren't they?
And he makes really good coils as well.
Yeah, he does.
Oh,
yeah.
I've got a set of his coils that I put into this tank a month ago, and they still go.
Ages.
They just go and go and go, and they don't give up, and they're easy to clean, and they work first time every time. Don't even need to scratch them or anything. He's amazing. So yeah, Chico, honestly, you need a mod from Chico. So there you go, folks. There are your hand checks. Thank you for getting involved. Get involved next week, and I'll be here to piss out your mouth. Boom.
I fucking love that. Boo! Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do Ask the Casters. I don't know where we got that from, like I said earlier. We've only got 2 ones in. Paul Doolin, Under the Bridge. Hey, look where I'm getting this from.
The bridge.
Again, these 2 questions are going over what we've already said. So it looks like the disposable vaping is coming to an end. What do you think will replace the gap in the market?
Podcasts.
Yeah, podcasts.
Although it wouldn't, this would be the perfect time for Aspire, Vaporesso, because Smok don't do mouth to lung, for Aspire, Vaporesso, and Geek Vape to come up with the classic stock coil mouth to lung kit. Because the ones they've got out now, they're old. They're really old. They need to come out with something new.
Paul B saying, what do we all use to stop smoking? I know mine was the original Drag by Vupo and the Aspire Cleto.
Mine's was the VIP Cartomizer kit at 32 milligram freebase nicotine from the fine folks over at Jack Vapor. Fucking ripped the back of my throat out, that did.
I know when I tried to quit smoking them, that piece of shit from Totally Wicked, that Odyssey or whatever it was called, the great big fucking pen thing that you could shove up someone's arse.
He's got a thing about arses this week, hasn't he?
Yeah, hasn't it?
I never mentioned arse about the drip tip. That was you dirty bastards. That's the thing. I tell you what, honestly, every time I get a fucking tick every time I see one. They're fucking leaked every
I
two.
tell you what, like, go back on Vic's old videos. Years ago, I went and did I wanted to watch all his old ones, and I watched. He sat there with fucking hippie hair. He looked like he should have been in Young Ones. Sat in because he used to have like this green chair, didn't you? Like a green thingy chair. He'd still got like 80 packets of golden leaf, whatever it was.
It were amber leaf, wasn't it? Come and have a look at me bin. Look at all these amber leaves.
Loads of fucking wank tissues in the corner. Yeah, so
the amber leaf was purchased legitimately.
What was your first device, Mark?
My first ever device was 10 Motives. That was what actually started me on vaping, and then I literally went from that to ones that you changed, which was from Smoking Angel, and then from there I went to American Bogue Cartomizers.
I remember those, the Bogue Cartomizers.
Yeah, you guarantee if you bought a pack of 5, probably 2 would work.
Yep.
I tell you what, I'm actually sat here.
And hang on a minute. Can you remember, Vic? You used to be able to punch a hole in it and put a tank over it. Yeah.
Yep. The tank hack.
I'm now actually sat here physically raging about that fucking Totally Wicked pen. It was 125 quid. I could do I could do a 3-hour.
You've still got the hole puncher. You still get the hole puncher. I lost mine.
Well, I'm here. I'm actually showing you this. Can you remember this, Vic?
Oh, he's not getting his cock out, is he?
Oh, it's the old kicks.
Yeah.
It's the old kicks for mech mods back in the day.
Do you remember this from our last
I've got a couple of those in a box somewhere. The old ones that
tell me stuff, and I thought I'm going to keep hold of these.
Fucking right. That's history right there.
I'll tell you what, I remember, obviously I dual used, I stopped smoking, then I dual used, and then obviously I completely stopped. But I got that cig for Cig Alight for when I was gigging 2006. Then I went on, I got this kit, I were on them pens, you know, you used to have to carry about 7 or 8 fucking batteries with you because they used to like... So the first one I got was it the iClear with the bendy thingy, which I've got. So you went and got me one.
iClear 30.
Yeah.
The silica wick one. Yeah.
Was it? And what you could do is you could actually charge your battery on your phone. But if you charge your battery on your phone, the actual mod itself wouldn't work. You know what I mean? With that. So I got that, and it was a bit more mouth to lung. Then I went on and I bought the Wismec. The Rulo, so the 3 battery one, and I got the Atlantis. No, I didn't know. I'm lying. I got the IP. Is it
really?
IPv2? Is it?
It would have been, yeah.
The IPv2 with the Atlantis tang. Oh, in fact, I've still got it.
It were an IPv you had.
Do you see this? When they asked the question, I just went, yeah, it was this and this. Canadian goes into a day in our lives.
That's the only way we can get a fucking word in edgeways from you, isn't it? There you go. This was actually black. I sanded it off. So that's the original Atlantis on the top. It still actually works, this. If you put a battery door on it.
Bit of history of the Atlantis, the very first stock coil sub-ohm tank released onto the market.
So when I first got it, so I phoned Mark up, right? And I went, bro, only thing I can do is cough. I'm just coughing my tits up. He went, don't worry about it, bro. He says, after 3 days, you'll be fine. It'll work its way out. And that's where we were about 3 days. And I was like, I'm going to Lou, this is crap.
That's like the old 70s football matches. I broke my leg, gaffer. Just walk it off, you'll be fine.
Big love, Alan. Love you loads, bro.
Peace, bub.
Last question before we roll your giveaway. Remember, get Rochford Project in there, ladies and
What
gentlemen.
happened to Caster's questions?
If the news is to be believed and there is an imminent announce on the ban and restriction disposable, what would the casters like to see in the announcement?
Clear wording from the government, just as Mr. B said. They've got to do clear wording, because if they don't, there's going to be fucking loopholes everywhere.
Yeah. Totally.
I'd like them to be all sat round in the House of Lords. Whoever stands up to give the announcement to say, right, disposable are banned, and then they'll break out into a party. That's what I'd like to see.
Do you know what I would like to see is the fact that they take the restriction off of 2 mil.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think if they take the restriction off of 2 mil, and exactly like what Mr. B said, you had a device like this, what you just charged, you then get a bigger pod, so it could be a 5 mil pod. Put it in.
Do you know something? I think that would save half the problems that we've been having in the first place.
It would save 75% of the problems, because one of the biggest issues with disposable vapes is the, environment problem. That's one of the biggest issues, apart from child vaping. It's the environment problem. It's one of the things that led Scotland to talk about banning disposables, because they were getting blowing up in tips and shit.
It was done. It was done. It was Dundee County Council that were mulling with the idea of actually banning disposables as far back as a year and a half ago.
Yeah, because the batteries from disposable just blowing up in the tip.
I think also as well they need to address the 10 mil bottles. Again,
10 mil bottles are useless.
If you sat there talking about the environment, you've got to now start looking at 10 mil bottles, because people are going way through more than 10 mil. So we need to go back to how we used to be.
The 10 mil thing was how people used to vape back in 2000 and what were it, 13?
It depends what device you're using. I got my dad some 10 mils from, it was the guy that came on here? King's Custard. And he sent them to me, and he put an extra one in for me to try. And I got the 10 mil bottle, squeezed it in, and I looked at it, there was like half a bottle left. I'm like, okay, that's not going to last me long. And it lasted me a few hours tops. But my dad is still on those same 5 because he just uses a simple mouth-to-lung device.
Yeah, that's because it's obviously 50-50. But years ago, you didn't have as much VG in it, and that's the reason why it lasted longer.
It used to be about 70 PG at one time.
Oh, yeah.
30, I remember vaping on it. It was 36 mil, Nick, and it was 70 PG.
No, but the point is, if you only got like a little 13-watt device, a 10 mil bottle will last you ages.
I used to buy a 50 mil bottle, and a 50 mil bottle used to last me a week.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
No, I go through about 300 mils a month.
I've probably already gone through 50 mil now.
Right then, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting to the end of the show. We've got, obviously, Benny Vapes afterwards. We're going to roll this giveaway, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to get over to the Rochford Project. 3Men Vape will get you 15% off all the way up to 12 o'clock tonight. And also go and check out Coiled Clout as well. Use Little Bro Vapes and you will get 10% off. Let's roll it. And the winner is BCV. Do you want it?
You want it?
As well. Do you want it?
You want it?
If you do want it, let me know.
What does BCV stand for? Brothers Circling Around Vehicles.
Okay, hell. Shagging lizards, blowing up, and bums, and now...
I said Brothers Circling Around Vehicles. I'm trying to work out what BCV stands for. Barely Casual Vapor?
BCV, get in touch with that email address and let... obviously, Jay does watch the show, so he knows who's actually won. So BCV, he'll have it. Well done, mate. You've won two of the wonderful Rochford projects. Get in touch with him on that email address and he will sort it all out. He's a wonderful bloke. It is down to the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. What a fast hour, and it has been absolutely fantastic. We're going to say our goodbyes. Mr. B.
Big consenting vagina.
Big Country Vapor.
Oh, is that what it's... Oh, the Big Country Vapor. There we go.
Black Country Vapor, sorry.
I think prefer mine.
It's like me. And then
Big
Mr.
consenting
Big Cox-
vaginas.
Shut
What?
up.
Listen, everyone, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for putting up for my weird opinions that are always correct. If you don't agree with them, well, we can have a chat about it, and you'll see that I'm right after about 10 minutes. So we're going to be back here next week. I want to say thank you to Vic for showing up. Thank you for Aidan for not bollocking me again, although there's time yet. And thank you so long for answering me on Messenger. Makes me feel like I'm loved.
I tried to message you while you were doing your thing because they popped up last week, and I put, do you still want these dirty knickers? And it didn't pop up. I was gutted. Over to my wonderful brother.
Guys, thank you for a fantastic show. Thanks, Vic, for coming on. It's been awesome. If you'd like to see a little bit more of me, you can catch me tomorrow night at 7:30 with BFG and Betty. Woo!
Yes.
Over to Vic.
Thanks for having me on, gents. That was a lot of fun. Little bit of a discussion in the first 40-odd minutes.
45 minutes of it, which was fun.
Ubuntu from Africa is very grateful.
Yeah, he can plug, well, he's happy that he can plug things in. Obviously, there's no electric there.
Of course, they've got electric. They've got little, like, people running around, like,
Big wheels. So yeah, they're hamsters. Before we get done for anything any further, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us once again. Big love to everybody in chat. You make this show, and you know you do. Big love to all of the spanners. I forgot the word then. To all the spanners for looking after us. You make us safe. You are absolutely fantastic.
Thank you, screwdrivers.
Don't forget to get over to the Rocha Project and also Coil Clout. Big love to you all, and we will see you next week. Vic, thank you so much for coming on. Bro, I love you loads. Oh, we've got Puppy Watch as well now.
Oh, little olive.
Oh, you smell of shit.
I will change the back before they age.
Big love to you all. Look at yourself, and we will see you next week. Same bat channel, same bat time. Good nighter.
Boy. Well, you're on about things that are wrong. I've seen people in Africa use pedal bikes to create electricity.
I have. I've seen them. Do you know the best one I've ever seen? Is somebody get a smart tank in a battery with like wires hanging off of it, and they're holding the battery at the bottom so they can actually vape it.
Exactly. So it's not a long stretch of imagination to think there's someone running around on a wheel to watch so that the mum can watch Emmerdale.
Yeah, but I tell you what, it's not Margaret though, is it? From Asda.
Well, no, she needs some training. She definitely needs some training.
She needs some training. Good night, ladies.